Out of the kingdom, beneath the shadow of the Grand Castle, lies a bustling market square. Here, the scent of fresh bread mingles with the earthy aroma of farmers' produce, while merchants' calls compete with whispers of darker rumors. For too long, I've remained hidden, since the Great War. The war everyone pretends never happened. The king, cloaked in his divine right, ordered the extermination of the southern kingdom, branding them heathens, free thinkers, living without gods. He sent his finest warriors to enforce his decree. Death awaited any who disobeyed. But not I. Not this time. My comrades and I, just a handful, defied the crown. We marched south, feigning allegiance, only to turn our cloaks, offering our swords to those who we were meant to destroy. Together, we stood against the king's legions, finding brotherhood among those branded as outsiders. Yet even among allies, the stain of treachery lingers. Neither fully accepted, nor completely ostracized. We exist as ghosts between lands. Genocide. This was the king's true command. Plans of defiance are perilous when you're but false souls against the kingdom.
Thief! Stop him! That man's stealing bread!
And sometimes, you have to do what you have to survive.
You there, halt!
Damn it!
Well, well, look what we have here. Get him up. Imagine that! Looks like I caught one of the kingdom's most wanted.
I steal to survive. Your king is a madman. I didn't expect you to shoot me.
That's the problem with you. You don't think. How dare you speak ill of the king? I personally will make sure you lose your hand for stealing and your head for speaking bad of the king. Take him away!
Bound and wounded, I was thrown into the back of a rattling carriage, each choked a sharp reminder of my grim reality. The arrow's sting was a mere echo of the deeper pain within. Betrayal, failure, the loss of everything I once held dear. As the cold iron of my shackles chafed against raw skin, I couldn't help but wonder if this was the end. Bleeding out in the shadow of the kingdom I once fought to protect. Perhaps this is fitting. A traitor's end. Forgotten and forsaken. Yet, as the dark clouds swept over the kingdom, a spark of defiance flickered within me. Death would be too easy, too final. If the fates were cruel enough to spare me this long, then perhaps my role in this twisted saga wasn't over. Maybe, just maybe, I was meant for something more. Even if it meant walking through the very gates of hell.
Ouch. Ouch you get.
Welcome to your new home, Grimwald. Home is a place for the living. I'm merely passing through. I'm still bleeding from this fucking arrow you all put in my leg. A healer would be nice.
Ah yes, of course. I'll be sure to get right on that then. Betrayer of the kingdom.
4 walls. Ones that I'm all too familiar with. Defiance against the kingdom has led me here, time and again. The pressing need for food, a mere cover for the deeper hunger for justice has put me here. My small band of rebels, once united in purpose against the king's tyranny, now scattered like leaves in a storm. Here I am, wounded, alone, yet unbroken. The shadows of this cell are filled with the ghosts of past imprisonments, but fear has long since fled my heart. This arrow might cause permanent damage if not removed soon. The damp stone underfoot, the stale air, the faint drip of water somewhere in the darkness. These have been my companions more often than I care to count. Solitude brings clarity. Each time these walls have tried to claim me, I've found a way to slip through their grasp. As I lay here, my body aching from the guard's arrow, I plot my escape. It's not the pain that will hold me, it's the iron bars. It's the will to fight, to breathe free air once more, that fuels my resolve. This isn't the first time I've tasted the bitterness of captivity, nor will it be the last. But each imprisonment teaches something new about my captors, and about myself. Tonight, the shadows whisper of opportunities, of loose stones and unwatched gates. Patience and time have always been my allies, and as the night deepens, so too does my plan. If fate is kind, by dawn, these walls will know me no more.
Tristan.
Who's there?
Looking up, I saw a woman with a shroud over her face, wearing an all-white dress, one that spoke of royalty. I moved back a bit, sliding my back to the wall of the cell.
Stay back.
This is the one, my lady.
I can see that. Now, if you would please fetch my supplies and the scullion so I can get to work.
I'm sorry, my lady, but a scullion.
Oh, you heard me right, a scullion. Do you think the king would want blood all over this chamber when I pull out that arrow? It leads to disease, and disease leads to plagues and sickness. Now fetch my supplies.
Pardon me, my lady. Right away.
Just let me have your torch.
I'm sorry, my torch. Why?
So I can pull the arrow and seal it myself.
You don't need to do this alone.
Elara!
As the torchlight flickered, illuminating her features, recognition dawned. It was Elara Ashwood. Her face, as I remembered, sharp, resolute, yet touched with a gentleness that belied her stern exterior. She had been a healer on the battlefield, a presence of calm amidst chaos. My heart, for reasons I dared not admit, had always found a peculiar solace in her gaze. Something about her facial features always made me feel safe.
Yes, it's me. I'm here to help.
How bad is it?
Hold still so I can take a look.
Why help me, Elara? After all this time?
Because what's right doesn't expire with time. And you fought for what was right.
I didn't expect you to work for the king.
Shh! The guard will be back any moment with my supplies. He might hear you. You don't know me. I'm going to get you off of death row. Just follow my lead, okay?
Fighting seemed easier than this, somehow.
The supplies you requested, my lady.
Take a deep breath.
Just let me.
Shh! I know. It hurts. Here, drink this.
Bloody hell, is the bastard dead?
No, just a small dose of henbane. He's going to wake up feeling like he's had a bad hangover. King's orders to keep him alive till his trial. Make sure he gets the care he needs. Oh, and where is that damn scullion?
They're on the way.
They better be. Make sure he stays disease-free, or I'll see to it the king has your head too.
No, I'm sorry, my lady. I'm sorry. Please, I'll get this squared away, right away.
Consciousness crept back like fog rolling over a still pond, thick and slow. My mind was a blurred tapestry of pain and shadows, each thread woven with disjointed memories of Elara's urgent whispers and the sharp burning sensation where the arrow had once been. As I blinked open my eyes, the dim light of the dungeon seemed both too harsh and insufficient all at once. Time, that relentless march, had turned into a crawl, leaving me suspended in a limbo where seconds stretched into eternities. What day is it? Struggling to sit up, I felt a sharp sting in my leg, a stern reminder of the ordeal. Bandages wrapped tightly around my thigh spoke of skilled hands at work, presumably Elara's. The dungeon's cold stone floor provided a chilling comfort to my heated skin. Everything felt disjointed, like pieces of a puzzle, forced into the wrong places. I tried to piece together the events that led to my current state, but the fragments slipped away as quickly as I grasped at them. As the hours, or perhaps it was days, passed, my senses gradually sharpened, yet a thick haze clung to my thoughts. Sounds from the corridor beyond my cell echoed oddly. Footsteps and distant clanks of metal distorted as if underwater. My throat felt parched. Each swallow, a gritty reminder of the henbin's lingering bitterness. Despite the confusion, a deep-sated resolve began to stir within me, fueled by fragmented recollections of Elara's determined face and her hushed, urgent tones. There was a plan, something bigger than my own survival, but the details remained just out of reach, obscured by the drug's foggy residue. Struggling to get up, I limped my way over to the cell door.
Guard, what is the day? When is my trial with the king? Guard, I asked you a question. What day is it? When do I face the king?
Oi, keep it down. Are you trying to get us both killed?
Do you know what day it is? How long have I been in here?
Shut your mouth, or the guard will come and cut out your tongue. Ain't no one cares what day it is. We're all dead in here. Just some of us ain't stopped breathing yet.
What's your name?
Doesn't matter. Great. See what you did? They're back.
What did I tell you about being so loud during downtime? I told you if I had to come down there one more time, I was going to oof you, didn't I?
Leave him alone. It was my fault.
No. Stay back. No. No, please. No. No.
You there. Stay with him. I'm going to attend this one next door. Don't go easy on him. If he dies, he dies. Now as for you, who stop good-for-nothing king betrayer? You need to shut up or I'll cut off some of your limbs.
Do as you must. You can't kill me. I have to stand trial in front of the king.
I may not be able to kill you, but I can sure as hell beat the shit out of you. Yeah, what do you think of that?
Your king is a genocidal bitch.
You like the taste of your own blood? You good-for-nothing kingdom betrayer. You no good son of a bitch. Enjoy your sleep, you scum.
As consciousness ebbed and flowed like the dark tide of a stormy sea, pain became my constant companion. Each throb of my head, each sting of my wounds whispered of the harsh truth that my life was no longer my own, governed by the whims of a king whose heart had grown as cold as the stone walls surrounding me. What seemed like days blurred into nights, then stretched into endless weeks. My thoughts when coherent, dared to reach beyond these damp, dark confines. I clung to the faint hope that there was more to life than the harsh decree of tyrants, that somewhere, beyond these suffocating walls, life pulsed freely, unrestrained and vibrant. That hope, fragile as it was, kept the spark of defiance alive within me.
Oi, Kingdom Betrayer! Your trial's now, scum!
Dragged to my feet by rough hands, the journey to face my accuser was a blur of shadows and echoes. Each step forward was a battle, not just against the pain that wrecked my body, but against the despair that sought to drown my spirit. As the light from the courtyard struck my eyes, a harsh reminder of the world outside, I steeled myself. Today, I would stand before the king, not just as an accused man, but as a symbol of every soul crushed under his reign. Whatever the outcome, my voice would not falter. My resolve would not wane. Thrown to the floor, I land on a lush rug that stretches across the vast stone chamber. The air is heavy with the scent of burning pine from the torches that line the walls, casting flickering shadows that dance over the intricate tapestries depicting battles of old. Each flame reflects off the polished armor suits standing sentinel along the corridor leading to the throne. At the room's heart sits the throne, a towering construct of dark, aged wood and ornate ironwork, its oppressive presence looming over all who enter. Velvet cushions, once vibrant but now dulled by time and the weight of countless judgments, pad the seat where the king dispenses his will. To the side of this grand throne, a smaller, yet no less imposing chair is occupied unexpectedly by Elara. Confused, I shied away from her gaze as she looked down on me. A memory from when she was healing me sprang back into my mind of her telling me, follow her lead.
Here stands the once great crusader, Tristan Grimwald, outspoken against the church, a leader of a uprising against the Knight Templars, and the architect of his own coup against me, his king. Caught by a low-ranking guard stealing bread within my domain. Speak, Tristan Grimwald. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't have your head in hand this very moment, you kingdom betrayer.
Kings and titles grant no righteousness. The Templars I oppose corrupted their sacred oath, exploiting those they vowed to protect. My coup, as you call it, was against such corruption, not against the crown itself. As for the bread, it was taken not out of greed, but necessity. The very same necessity that drives men in your kingdom to desperation.
You dare justify your treason here before my throne? You, who turned your back on your oath and led a rebellion under false pretenses. You claim to fight for justice, yet you challenge my authority with lies and subterfuge.
My record.
You will address me as your majesty and nothing else. If not, I will have your tongue.
I serve no man, nor gods.
Take him!
If I may, Your Majesty.
You dare interrupt me as I sentence! I should take both your heads. But nonetheless, get on with it and speak your piece.
Your Majesty, while Tristan Grimwald may be seen by some as merely a rebel, it is precisely his varied life experiences that have honed his abilities. Raised on the streets, brought up a bastard, he has navigated the undercurrents of society, learning skills not taught in the halls of power, but learned in the alleys and shadows of the kingdom. His insights are not of the ordinary sort. They are the insights of survival, of a man who has had to solve every puzzle just to live another day.
A romantic tale, Elara. A street bastard turned kingdom sleuth?
Your Majesty, need I remind you of the murders around the kingdom?
You dare bring up the trials of the kingdom in front of the kingdom, betrayer? Perhaps I shall have 2 heads tonight instead of 1.
Your Majesty, please hear me out.
You may speak, but quickly.
Your Majesty, it is practical. His upbringing, though unconventional, has equipped him with a unique perspective, an understanding of both the highborn and the low, allowing him to see patterns and truths that others might overlook. It is this very skill set, developed on the streets, that makes him invaluable now. We face a threat that is cloaked in secrecy, much like the streets from which he came. Who better to unravel such mysteries than one who knows the language of the hidden and the forbidden?
Go on.
Your Majesty, there's even been tales and rumors of Sir Tristan solving within his own camp. I've worked under many kingdoms, and his name is well known in many. Let him have the tools he needs to solve your murders for you.
Silence! King Corvus hears enough whispers in the night without his court adding to the din. Do not forget whom you serve. King Corvus considers all paths before making his decree. The king knows the weight of each decision, the lives it touches, the destinies it alters. The king sees the wisdom in using every tool at his disposal, even those forged in the shadows of the streets. Tristan Grimwald shall return to his cell. The king will contemplate this matter further. Let it be known that King Corvus is just and wise, and his decisions are final as the setting sun.
As I was escorted back to the confines of my cell, the king's words lingered in the air like the chill of an unspoken threat. Yet within his madness, a sliver of opportunity had been unveiled. In the depths of that cold, dark cell, plans began to form, born from the desperation of a man with nothing left to lose but everything to gain. Escaping death one last time.
In you go, kingdom betrayer!
As the iron door clanged shut behind me, the familiar shroud of the dungeon's gloom wrapped itself around me once more. Despair threatened to seep into my bones as strongly as the cold damp of the stone walls. It's a peculiar thing, hope. So radiant one moment, and so fleeting the next. Here, in the stifling dark, or even shadows seem to retreat into themselves, the weight of my solitary fate pressed down upon me. Yet, as the silence deepened, so too did my resolve not to let this cell be the end of my story.
Tristan.
The scrape of a key in the lock broke the monotony of despair. I lifted my head, expecting perhaps a guard with another round of silent judgment or harsh words. But it was Elara, her presence like a beacon in the impressive darkness. Her steps were measured, her face a mask of purpose mingled with concern. As the cell door swung open and she stepped inside, the oppressive air seemed to lift slightly, displaced by the faint perfume of the herbs she always carried.
We haven't much time, listen closely.
I pulled her in for an embrace, taking in her scent of herbs she wore for the smell of perfume.
Guards will be coming back soon. I don't have much time, I need you to listen.
How did you get into the ruling chambers with the king? Of all people, I didn't expect to see you here.
There's no time. I'll explain everything tomorrow after your trial. You can thank me later when you get out of here. I'm going to forge some documentation from the scribe and let him know you'll need a healer. I should be with you after your trial. I just need you to remain safe for the time being. Understood?
Noted.
Sounds like the guard is coming back. I'll see you tomorrow, Tristan.
Be careful.
You as well.
Miss Ashwood, what brings you down here?
I was just making sure Mr. Grimwald's wounds were healing nicely. It would appear they are. The king wants to see it that he's recovering nicely for his trial.
Noted. Story I asked, my lady.
You should be. Now, if you would excuse me, I have to return to my chambers.
Right away, my lady. Would you like me to escort you?
No need.
The night that followed was unlike any I had spent in this dank cell before Elara's visit. Her whispered assurances, they brought a sense of peace that the stone walls and iron bars had previously denied me. I found sleep more a friend than a foe. The usual harsh cold of the dungeon floor, now just a faint discomfort. It was as if her presence had woven a subtle warmth through the very air around me, or perhaps it was the hope that she carried with her. Hope that the morrow might bring something other than the shadow of the gallows. Dawn broke with a quiet insistence, light creeping through the small barred window high above. The usual dread that filled these mornings was absent, replaced by a cautious optimism. Today was the day of my trial, the day that would decide my fate. Elara had promised to explain everything afterward, and her plan, whatever it entailed, gave me something to cling to. More than the usual fight for mere survival.
Up, Grimwald! It's time!
I'm ready. Let's not keep the king waiting. As I walked through the dimly lit corridors flanked by guards, each step echoed a mix of resolve and trepidation. Today, more than ever, I felt the weight of every eye upon me, not just as a prisoner, but as a man who might yet change his stars. Whatever Elara had planned, it needed to work, not just for my sake, but for the sake of those who all still suffered under Corvus's rule.
Behold! Before you stands Tristan Grimwald, once a revered crusader who turned against his own brethren and his church, and even dared to challenge my reign. Caught stealing bread, he was brought low not by the sword, but by his own desperation. Yet, in the wisdom that has long guided this throne, I see not just a man fallen from grace, but a resource untapped. Thus, I declare by my hand and seal that Tristan Grimwald is granted full immunity for his past transgressions. Furthermore, in light of the mysterious and heinous crimes that have darkened our streets, I appoint him to a role of crucial importance. With his unique skills honed both in shadow and light, Tristan shall lead our efforts to uncover the perpetrators of these vile acts. He will serve as a kingdom seeker of hidden truths. Elara Ashwood, you shall accompany him as his advisor and healer. Together, may you restore peace and order to our streets.
I accept this duty. I will serve with honor and seek the truth. Not for my own redemption, but for the good of all who dwell within your realm.
As I stood there, the weight of chains lifted from my wrists. A different sort of weight settled upon my shoulders. The weight of responsibility. With Elara at my side, her quiet confidence a steady beacon, we stepped into the light of a new day, not as prisoners of fate, but as architects of justice, escorted out by 2 guards in full armor.
Let it be known that just because you're some sort of hero in the king's eyes, you're still a king betrayer to us. However, King Corvus told us to give you this. Here.
A sword? And gold coins?
Make good use of it, King Betrayer.
Well, King Betrayer, what now?
I need a drink. Maybe you can explain to me what the hell is going on in this kingdom while I've been away. If you care to join me.
Sure, but not in this clothing. People will recognize me a mile away wearing this. This white dress means royalty. I'm farthest from that.
You should keep the dress. It fits your body figure well.
Was that a compliment?
Take it as you will.
This place is loud.
I guess I'm used to it. I'll hang out in pubs quite a bit. Now I need you to tell me about how you got into Corvus's kingdom. What was the healer that was helping lead the rebellion against him doing in his castle?
What can I get for you today?
2 ales and...
And a glass of your finest mead, please.
Coming right up.
When the battle turned against us, one of Corvus's spears found its mark. It was meant for me. The healer, my friend. She took it. She died there. In the mud. Her blood mingling with the rain. I held her hand until she was gone. Alone. Lost. I had nowhere to turn. That's when Corvus's men found me.
Elara, I'm sorry.
It's why I stayed under Corvus's eye. I hoped to find some way to make things right. When I heard a fallen crusader was thrown into the dungeons, I went to see if it was someone I knew. It was you, Tristan. Corvus demanded horrors in the name of divine will. He had peculiar and horrifying demands. I endured, thinking each day about how to end his tyranny.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, Elara. As long as I'm here, I'm going to make sure you don't go through it again. After we drink, let's get you out of those clothes, okay? You were right. You don't need to be wearing something that monster gave you.
Well, if it isn't the infamous Tristan Grimwald and the healer. This pub's crowded. Mind if we join?
This table is taken.
Oh, come now. There's always room for more. Especially for those who serve Corvus so loyally.
As you can see right here, I'm catching up with an old friend of mine. If you don't mind, please, politely, piss off.
We don't mind at all, and neither should you. Besides, we're on your side.
Our support belongs to King Corvus indeed. He's been generous to us, hasn't he, Cadion? Ale and plates of armor, and in return, we keep his enemies close.
Very close. It's the least we can do for a king who values loyalty above all. How about you, Grimwald? How long do you plan to play the hero in this little saga of yours?
We all have our roles, don't we? How long have you two been dancing to Corvus's tune? The scream shattered the brewing tension like a hammer through glass. In an instant, all pretense of civility vanished. Patrons turned towards the noise, some standing to get a better look, others preparing to flee. Amidst the confusion, instincts honed on the battlefield kicked in. I grabbed Elara's arm, preparing to pull her away from whatever was coming next.
Duty calls, even in unexpected moments. Excuse us.
Seems like your heroics might be needed sooner than you thought, Grimwald.
This could be a diversion, Tristan. We should be careful.
Come on, let's find out what that was. If it's trouble, we'll face it together. What's going on here? A small group of people had gathered, whispering amongst themselves, their faces a mix of shock and curiosity. The two knights stood among them, trying to assert control, but achieving little more than adding to the confusion. In the center of the room lay a body, a pool of blood, slowly stretching outwards. The sight was enough to make most men pause, but I had seen worse. So much worse. Yeah, Because standing around is going to fix the problem. Move aside. Let me take a look. As I knelt down beside the body, the coppery scent of blood fueling my nostrils, I noted the details that others missed. The angle of the cut, precise and deliberate, and the way the blood pooled around the wound. This was no random attack. I leaned in closer, and there it was, a small, distinct mark etched into the victim's skin just above the collarbone, partially obscured by the blood. Do you see that mark? This was done with a very specific type of blade.
How can you tell?
The cut is clean and precise. The kind of mark is made by a skilled swordsman using a blade of exceptional quality. It's not something you see every day. Only someone with extensive training and a high-quality weapon could make a cut like this.
And just how can you be so sure?
I've worked with blades crafted like this by some of the finest blacksmiths. Been through quite a bit of kingdoms. Who the hell are you, anyways?
I am Sir Cadion Kadim, knighted by King Corvus. And this here is Lady Verena Ravenscroft. We have direct orders from King Corvus to monitor you. Watch you and the healer closely.
I should have known better than to trust the king. A king that has his way with healers and makes his citizens worship his god, the one and only god. A king that made a whole entire army genocide another whole kingdom due to lack of belief. Well, you might have orders to monitor me, but you aren't doing a very good job of cleaning this mess up. Are you going to escort the body out of here, or do I have to get the other guards to do it?
Ugh, how dare you! You address me as a knight and Lady Verena!
He's right. And how can we trust your judgment?
I fought alongside some of the best in the land. I know what to look for. Now, excuse me.
Guards, come quick! Someone has been stabbed in the kitchen area of the pub.
Wait up! What's that?
I'm going to need you to sign off on this. I'm putting vague detail about the murder and each one we come across. After about a week's time or so, we'll hand in all of our findings to the king. And wait for it.
Grimwald, where the hell do you think you're going? I told you we served the king, and we were sent to keep a close eye on you.
Here, sign this, and let me deal with these two clowns. Maybe all the king's brainwashing has gotten to you, but I don't give two shits or a rat's ass about you or your bloody king.
How dare you? You dare use the king's name in vain? We should behead you right here in the streets.
Then do it. Go ahead. Take my head back to the king and tell him what you did and why his kingdom still has murders. I felt the cold steel of Cadion's sword press against my throat, the sharp edge of a constant reminder of the danger. One sudden move, and I knew I would be decapitated right here in the street. But I didn't flinch. My defiance was my shield, and my cause my sword. The tension in the air was palpable. Every muscle in my body coiled and ready. The onlookers in the street had stopped to watch the confrontation, their whispers blending into a low hum of curiosity and fear. Cadion and Verena stood with their swords drawn, eyes blazing with righteous fury. But I held my ground, meeting their gaze with unwavering resolve. This wasn't just about the murders, it was about the corruption that had seeped into the very heart of the kingdom. The people deserved better. Exactly. Now, if you would excuse me, my lady friend and I have a killer to catch.
Are you okay? Even on the battlefield before, I don't remember you having a blade like that to your throat.
I reached down, grabbing her hand, and led her away. I am fine. There's a fine tailor beside the library. We need to make a quick stop there after we head over to the tailoring shop. tailor shop was a small, quaint establishment, tucked between a blacksmith and a bakery. It smelled of fresh linen and dye, the walls lined with bolts of fabric in every colour imaginable. Elara seemed in her element, her eyes scanning the fabrics with a discerning gaze. For me, however, the whole process was mind-numbingly tedious, a necessary distraction from the dark path we tread. Elara tried on several outfits, each one more elaborate than the last. She twirled in front of the mirror, evaluating the fit and feel. The first dress was a deep green, flowing and elegant, but it didn't quite suit her. The second was a lighter blue, but too tight around the shoulders. Finally, she found a set that seemed made for her. A practical yet flattering ensemble of fitted trousers and a low-cut vest, exposing much of her bosom. It accentuated her curves without being overtly provocative. A perfect blend of form and function.
Does this one meet your approval?
It's fine. Let's just get what we need and move on. She bought the outfit she wore, and another she didn't let me see. Her coy smile suggested it was something rather unique. The tailor's keen eye and quick hands made short work of the adjustments, and soon we were ready to leave. As much as I found the whole process excruciatingly dull, I couldn't deny that Elara looked both confident and ready for whatever lay ahead. Making our way over to the library, its vast halls filled with ancient tomes and scrolls, the scent of old parchment and ink hung in the air, a testament to the centuries of wisdom contained within these walls. I grabbed a couple of scrolls and handed them off to Elara as we began our search for clues to track down the certain type of steel used in the murder weapon. Scroll after scroll after scroll turned up a dead end. I was looking for a special type of metal the sword happened to be forged by, but so far, nothing. The blade that killed the victim was no ordinary weapon. The cut was clean and precise, made by a swordsman with exceptional skill. This particular type of steel was rare, forged using a secret technique known only to a few master blacksmiths. As I continued to search, I remembered tales of a legendary smith who had crafted blades for the most elite warriors of our time. It has to be here somewhere, a reference to that smith.
Tristan, we've been through so many scrolls. What exactly are we looking for?
Anything leading me to a certain blacksmith.
When is the last time you've slept?
Probably the night before the second trial, and it wasn't much of sleep, I should say. Those beds were rough. Plus, where would a black sheep like myself go? She placed a hand over top of mine, giving me a reassuring smile.
There is room at my place.
In the king's castle?
No, silly. I own a small cabin in the woods, away from the king's castle. Let's take some of these scrolls, catch a horse, and get some rest.
I mustn't be a burden.
I literally pulled an arrow from your leg. How much more of a burden do you think you'd be?
Okay then, if you insist. Elara flagged down a horse and buggy, the driver, a grizzled old man, nodding as she negotiated the fare. The ride was a brief respite from the weight of our mission. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels and the steady clip-clop of the horse's hooves providing a soothing backdrop to our journey. The ride took about 15 to 20 minutes. The scenery shifting from the bustling streets of the town to the tranquil outskirts of the forest. Elara paid the coach, a small exchange of coins, and we disembarked, greeted by the serene isolation of a small wooden cabin. It stood nestled among the trees, a haven away from the prying eyes and ears of the king's territories. The cabin was indeed modest but sturdy, a testament to Elara's resourcefulness. It had been inherited, she explained, from an old mentor who had taught her the healing arts. As we approached, The scent of pine filled the air. The gentle rustling of leaves provided a peaceful contrast to the turmoil of our mission.
Welcome to my humble abode. It's not much, but it's safe and far from the king's reach.
Thank you, Elara. This is more than I could have ever asked for. No sooner had we entered than Elara started the fire, welcoming me with a burst of warmth. As I began to take off my top jacket to get more comfortable, Elara quickly stepped forward, grabbing it from me and hanging it up carefully.
Are you hungry? I can prepare something for us.
No, that's quite all right. But I am in sore need of a bath.
Give me 10 minutes and I'll start a bath for you.
She heated the water over the hearth, adding herbs and oils that filled the cabin with a soothing aroma. While she worked, I looked around, taking in the details of her home. It was a sanctuary, a place of healing and rest, far removed from the chaos and danger that had become my life. True to her word, in 10 minutes, the bath was ready. The basin was placed near the fire, steam rising gently from the water. Elara turned to me, her eyes soft with concern and care.
Your bath is ready, Tristan. Take your time. I'll make sure we're not disturbed.
Thank you, Elara. This means more to me than you know. As I sank into the warm water, the heat seeping into my tired muscles, I felt the grime and weariness of the past days begin to wash away. The scent of the herbs was calming, the crackle of the fire a soothing backdrop. For the first time in what felt like ages, I allowed myself to truly relax. The weight of the world momentarily lifted. Elara moved quickly around the cabin, respecting my need for solitude while ensuring everything was in order. This place, her care, it all felt like a balm to my wounded spirit. I knew our respite would be brief, but for now, I let myself be present in the moment, finding peace in the simple act of taking a bath. After a brief moment of relaxation, I finished my bath, got out, grabbed my pants and clothing nearby. Turning the corner of Elara's house, I saw she had already laid down on her bed, her back facing toward the way of the fire, undoing her hair from her braid, letting it flow freely. The robe she had on was enough to keep her warm through the night. I slid down on the side of the bed onto the floor, leaning my head back, shutting my eyes, letting out a sigh of relief.
Tristan? What are you doing?
Pay me no mind. I can sleep this way sitting up. Don't worry. I know everything the king's put you through. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
No, you're my guest. You sleep up here with me.
Are you sure? I truly don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
Please. It would make me feel better, knowing you were beside me instead of on the floor. I would feel like utter hell knowing you slept on my floor.
Okay. I crawled into her bed, and she rolled over facing me. A little bit of a robe slid down the side of her arm, exposing a bit of her bosom.
Tristan, there's something I need to tell you.
What is it, Elara?
I've always admired your strength and your resolve. Even when things seemed hopeless, you never gave up. You've been a constant source of inspiration for me. You've always stood for what's right, even in your darkest time.
Elara, I couldn't have made it this far without you. You've always been there for me, even when I didn't deserve it. Even in the small rebellion against the genocidal king.
Do you know if the others are still alive?
No. We were all separated, and I haven't seen or heard anything from any of them. I'm sorry. Elara reached out, her hand gently unfastening the buttons of my shirt, exposing my chest. Running her hand over an old sword wound scar that I got years back. The touch felt good. Her hand soft and cool.
Tristan, I've always cared for you. More than I've ever let on.
Elara, Before I could utter another word, she silenced me with her delicate finger placed softly upon my lips.
You're covered in scars of your past, but your soul is so gentle, kind, and always in the right place. You've faced so much darkness, yet you still shine with a light that guides those around you. It's one of the many reasons I've always admired you, and why I've had my eye on you, even before all of this craziness.
Elara dropped her robe, revealing a bodice that generously displayed her cleavage. She unlaced the front, letting the fabric fall away to expose her full, soft chest. Taking my hand, she guided it to her, allowing my fingers to explore her pink nipple. As I gently traced the contours of her form, a subtle firmness beneath my touch. She leaned back slightly, a soft moan escaping her lips. Feeling the warmth of her body and the gentle rise of her chest under my touch, I could not help but respond, my own desire growing more evident. She then leaned closer, her lips barely grazing my ear.
I've wanted this for so long, Tristan. Let me show you how long I've waited. It would appear you have too.
Her words sent a shiver down my spine, and I pulled her closer. She laid my other hand on her buttocks, grinding against my arousal.
Please, take me, Tristan.
Are you sure? One of her hands unzipped my pants, sliding inside and grabbing me. I let out a small moan. In response, I placed one of her breasts inside my mouth, gently sucking and teasing her nipple with my tongue. Elara's body arched against mine, her fingers tightening around me as I continued to press inside of her, as she couldn't help but let out a soft moan. Her skin was warm and inviting, every touch igniting a deeper connection between us. Our movements became more synchronized, a dance of desire and passion as we explored each other's bodies. With each thrust, her breathing grew heavier, punctuated by soft moans that drove me wild. I shifted my attention, kissing a trail from her breast up to her neck, savoring the taste of her skin. She responded with equal fervor, her hands exploring my body with a tenderness that contrasted the intensity of our desire. In that moment, everything else faded away. The dangers, the darkness, the world outside. It was just us, bound together by a love and need that had long been denied. As we moved together, the intimacy of our connection deepened, transcending the physical act and reaching into the very core of our beings. As we reached the peak of our shared passion, a sense of completeness washed over me. Elara and I were no longer just allies in a fight against darkness. We were bound by something much stronger, something unbreakable. Our love, forged in the fires of adversity, would be our strength as we faced whatever challenges lay ahead.
Tristan, let's not let the king tear us apart again. Promise me, no matter what happens, we'll leave this kingdom when the time is right. Let's run away and get away from this shitty place.
That sounds like a hell of a promise to me. Once this is all over, let's get away. Sleep had overcome both of us.
Grimwald, we know you're in there.
You've got 10 seconds till we break the door down.
What's going on?
The knights somehow know we're here.
This isn't part of the king's territory.
Yeah. Well, you know as well as I do. That doesn't matter. You go in and get dressed. I'll see what it is they want. What is it you two lackeys want now?
King demands evidence to know how far you are from catching the killer in the kingdom. What do you got?
The king can wait until I interview my first suspect today.
That's not how this works, Grimwald, and you know it.
Personally, I don't care how this works. How did you two find me anyways? I'm not on the king's territory.
You're gonna care how this works once you're missing some limbs.
Your friend is always eager to fight. I just want you two off this property.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going?
I told you, I want you two off this property. If the king wants what I have, I'll deliver it personally. But he will have to wait till later today.
You know good.
Lady Verena leaped at me, grabbing me by my arm and slamming me against the side of Elara's cabin.
I'm tired of you not obeying the king's orders. Sure, we might not be able to kill you, but what's a finger or a hand gonna hurt to get you to obey the king? After all, you did steal bread.
What's going on here?
Look what we have here. It would appear that healer Elara and the king betrayer are sleeping together.
Oh, you. Just wait till the king hears about this, and I will personally deliver a finger or hand to let him know what's going on.
Like hell you are!
Elara jumped on Lady Verena, knocking her sword out of her hand. But not having her hair tied back, Lady Verena grabbed Elara by her hair, flipping her down onto the ground, hitting her in the face. I shoved Lady Verena off of Elara, helping her back to her feet, and sheathing my sword the king gave me. I've had just enough of this. Now, unless you two are looking for nothing more than a fight, you better get off this land. This is not your territory.
Looks like you're outnumbered, Grimwald. 2-1. Your healer can't fight. She's nothing more than that. A healer and a whore that lays with king betrayers. My arm!
I will not take anyone bad-mouthing my lady, especially on her land. Pick your arm up and take your lucky woman with you. Return to your king and tell him I will deliver the messages myself.
I will bleed out before I get back to the kingdom.
That's not my problem. You came here picking a fight and harassing us. You leave my lady's name out of your mouths and don't mention us to the king. Next time, I will have both of your heads and deliver them to the king myself. Understood?
He's crazy. Let's get out of here.
Asshole forgot a piece of himself. I kicked the arm of Knight Cardion that I chopped off to the side of the road, turning to Elara. You okay?
I think so. I'm more of a bow person than a sword fighter. Thank you for that. I inherited this property. Was always told it was never under kingdom rule. They must have followed us last night when we left. My grandmother would be turning over in her grave if she saw what just happened.
How far of a walk is it to the nearest stable from here? We need to get us some horses and head to town. I got 2 blacksmiths I need to talk to.
Closest stable's about 5 minutes walk north of the kingdom. Shouldn't take us long to get there. Let me grab some things, then we can head out.
While Elara was inside, I stood guard at the front, my senses heightened after the encounter. The crisp morning air did little to calm the adrenaline still coursing through my veins. The sun was just rising, casting long shadows across the dirt path that led away from Elara's cabin. Elara returned with a bow, some arrows, and a satchel.
Here we go. I've got the scrolls, ink, and quill in my bag. Anything else we might need?
I see, you've got some firepower too.
After that little spout, yeah. I'm not risking it.
We walked in silence for a few minutes, each lost in our thoughts about the confrontation and the implications of being followed. The path was familiar to Elara, a trail she had walked many times in quieter days. Now, with the kingdom's shadows looming over closer, Each step felt like a march toward an uncertain confrontation. My silence was interrupted by Elara, putting her hand into mine.
Are we going to be okay?
After last night, I think we'll be okay.
Not bad. I mean, the king. He's going to know about us now. You can rest assured his knights are going to tell him.
Elara, don't worry. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Not again. To hell with the king. I'm going to figure out who's killing the citizens in this kingdom. Then, we're going to get out of here.
All right. I will hold you to that. It's strange, isn't it? How quickly things change. This path used to feel so safe.
That's how darkness works. It creeps up, often unnoticed, until it's all you can see. As we approached the stable, the sounds of the village life began to reach our ears. The stable itself was a modest building, tucked just on the outskirts of the Northern Kingdom.
Elara, what brings you and your friend here at this hour?
This is Tristan. We need 2 horses, strong ones, for a journey to the town. It's urgent.
Right then, I've got just the pair. Follow me.
As the stable owner led us to a pair of sturdy-looking horses, I could see the muscles and spirit in their eyes. These were animals used to the road, and they looked more than capable of carrying us swiftly to our destination. With each preparation, each strap secured and each saddle checked, the reality of our next steps began to settle in. The blacksmiths awaited, and with them, perhaps, answers to more than just questions about steel and craft. Mounting our horses, we took off back toward the kingdom. Steadying our horses to a slow gallop, Elara rode up beside of me.
Is it just me, or does it seem like everyone in the kingdom is whispering about us?
It's not just you, that's for sure.
Do you think it's the king? Do you think he knows about us?
There would be no doubt in my mind that the king put some sort of bounty or something on our heads. These fools in this kingdom will believe anything the king puts out, without questioning it. Let's get to this blacksmith. Stay close.
Yeah!
5 more minutes passed, and we arrived at the blacksmith at the northeast side of the kingdom.
What's the game plan?
Let me do the talking.
What you need?
Morning. We're here to inquire about some specialized work.
I'm busy. Make it quick.
We were in the area last night, the pub down the road, when some of the king's men tried to start trouble. It's gotten everyone on edge, especially with the murders. I was hired by the king to try and solve what's going on in the kingdom's streets, in exchange for my freedom.
I've heard about that. King's gonna a person of interest flyer out. Seen it yet? They're plastered everywhere.
That explains the stares we got. It's like the whole town knows we're here.
Stay calm, Elara. We're not here to cause trouble.
What you want then? If it's trouble with the king's men, you're not the only one fed up.
We're here to ask some questions about what's been happening in the kingdom. Have you noticed anything unusual? The pub the other night. One of the kitchen workers was stabbed and killed shortly after we met with the king's knights.
Unusual doesn't even start to cover it. The king's raised my taxes on my work yet again. I'm crafting more for his armory more than the regular customers. Can barely keep my forge lit with what he leaves me.
Tension in the streets makes more sense now.
Do you know anything about the murders taking place around the kingdom?
I don't know anything about that, but I do know a king is up to security in parts of the kingdom. The people are scared, hungry, and angry.
We understand. We think we might be able to help each other. We're looking into the king's actions. Any information you have could help.
Well, I've not much left to lose. What you need to know?
Any strange orders? Anything out of the ordinary, even for these times?
Yeah, you could say that. Had an order last week for change of shackles. More than any dungeon would ever need. Ship him off to Old Mill on Northern Ridge. Made no sense unless he's planning something real dark.
Sadly, that won't help. I'm looking for stuff out of the ordinary here in the kingdom.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Been stuck in the forge for weeks now. Barely have time to eat or sleep. The wife's getting real angry. Says I'm working too much, but I have to keep bread on the table, you know?
Understood. The victim at the pub had a marking on their neck used by a certain blade. That's why we're here. Thought maybe you could help with that.
Are you familiar with my work?
No, not really. Most of my blades are given to me in combat ready.
What about that one?
The blacksmith pointed down at my blade around my waist.
I can just tell from the hilt that's my work. Mind if I see it?
Not at all.
That's how I can tell this is my blade. All of mine have this type of design.
The blacksmith held the blade up to my face, pointing to an indentation right underneath the hilt of the sword. Ah, I see. That's very interesting and useful information.
Yeah, if you find a blade with that mark, it's one of mine. Sold a few of those some shady types recently, against my better judgment. King or no king, a man's gotta eat, you know?
Do you remember who you sold them to? Any names or faces?
No, I don't, sadly. What you need? Can't you see I'm busy?
You two? Were you at the chapel?
What? No, why?
Down the road. You guys might want to check it out.
Grabbing my blade back from the blacksmith, I grabbed Elara by her hand, exiting the blacksmith shop. We ran to the nearby chapel, where there were a lot of guards standing out, blocking people from entering. Large crowds tried to figure out what's going on. We squeezed our way through the crowds, making our way to the guards.
Halt! The king has been looking for you two. You must report to him, now!
I put a hand on the hilt of my sword. Stand down. We've been ordered by the king to investigate what all is going on.
I have me orders.
As do I. Now stand aside. Let us in.
This better not cost me my job.
As we approached the chapel, the bustling noise of the crowd faded into a somber silence. The heavy wooden doors creaked open, revealing a dimly lit interior. A few guards stationed at the entrance eyed us suspiciously but stepped aside, allowing us to pass. The air inside was cool and musty, filled with the scent, a faint scent of incense, and something else, something metallic and pungent. The further we ventured into the chapel, the stronger the unsettling feeling grew. As we rounded the central nave, the source of the disquiet became horrifically clear. In front of the altar, beneath the towering cross, lay a grotesque scene. The preacher, or what was left of him, was sprawled on the ground. Behind him, written in blood on the wall, were the words, "Paid in full." Above, his severed head was grotesquely mounted on the cross.
I can't look at this.
You are right, Elara.
I need to get some air. Look around a bit. I'll meet back up with you in a moment.
I turned back to the chilling display. The cuts on the preacher's body were brutal, more violent than necessary. Yet, the precision was undeniable. It was the same blade, the same hand behind this as at the pub. This wasn't just murder, it was a message. Just as I began to piece together the potential significance of the message and its cruel display, Elara returned, her face pale, but determined.
Tristan, you need to see this.
What is it?
There's a passage here.
A passage? In the chapel? Elara led me to the lower level of the chapel. The passage was already opened. If it were closed, no one would have noticed. Hidden by nothing more than a bookcase.
You thinking what I am?
Yep. Stay behind me. We ascended into the dark corridor, and I grabbed one of the torches from the wall that was conveniently placed on the side of the entrance. The flickering light cast eerie shadows along the damp stone walls, the sound of water dripping in the distance, creating a somber melody.
This feels like walking into a trap.
Just stay close and keep watching our back. We moved cautiously through the corridor, the light from our torch barely piercing the oppressive darkness. Despite the simplicity of the path, every shadow seemed to whisper threats. Every echo, potential warning. After what felt like an eternity, the corridor ended at a massive stone door, guarded by two torches that cast a grim, red glow over its surface. At the center, a large ring handle hinted at a mechanism.
How do we open this?
Let's try the torches. They might control the mechanism.
That's some crazy engineering. What do you think is on the other side?
Answers? Hopefully. Or perhaps questions. Let's find out. As we crossed the threshold, the air grew colder, the sense of foreboding thicker. Whatever lay ahead, it was clear that this passage was not just a forgotten part of the chapel, but a pathway to secrets deeply buried beneath the kingdom. Whatever we were about to discover, it was something that was meant to remain hidden, guarded by more than just stone and darkness. With each step, we prepared ourselves for what might come. Around the next turn, a lab came into play. What is this? Scanning the area, I got a full view of the lab. At the back, against the wall, was a figure suspended on a board. The skin of the thing had been meticulously sewn together, forming a grotesque, human-sized flesh suit. Behind me, Elara gagged.
Oh, God! Is that what I think it is?
It looks like someone's been experimenting with actual human skin. This is monstrous. We moved cautiously around the lab, our steps slow and deliberate. Each table was cluttered with tools, vials filled with unknown substances and scattered notes. The air was thick with the smell of chemicals and something faintly metallic. Blood, perhaps. The walls were lined with sketches and diagrams, chilling in the clinical detachment from the horrors they depicted. What in God's name was he trying to achieve with all of this?
This is beyond any normal study or science. It's like something out of a nightmare.
Well, well, what have we here? The traitor and his whore.
No. You! It's you!
I see you found my little workshop. No denying it now. Do you like what you see?
Stay back. I will cut you down where you stand. You're the one that's killing your own people. But why?
Really? You haven't figured it out. This was the perfect setup to out the traitor in my kingdom and sentence you, my dear friend, to death. I had no intention of keeping you alive after your first trial. But your whore here decided to mess with things and try to get a step up ahead of me. So, I got a step up ahead of her. The last night before I signed you to be my special investigator, I saw Elara go down to your cell. I could tell from the very start she had eyes for you. I knew something was going on between you two from the minute she laid eyes on you. It's a shame, really. I was starting to get feelings for you. But you had to come from the traitor's rebellion. What better way to pin you for the murders around my kingdom and see if my healer is loyal to me than sending her with you by sending my special knights to keep tabs on you? Imagine how unsurprised I was when my knight came back without a hand, telling me all I needed to know about you and my healer.
Stay back. You're out of your mind.
You did all this. You think I'd ever love a genocidal maniac? I never wanted to be a part of your kingdom or be with you. The thought disgusts me.
Oh, I know that now. That's why your traitor friend here will be sentenced to death for the murders around my kingdom in the morning. With a skin suit here on the wall being the evidence I need to hold you accountable for all your sins. And you, my dear healer, will be hung for treason.
No, I don't think so.
You dare to raise your steel against me, thinking I didn't have one on hand hidden underneath my cape. Give up, you fallen crusader. Your filth, you kingdom betrayer that sleeps with whores.
Tristan, let him go.
Oh, don't worry. I need him alive to establish dominance back in my kingdom. As for you, I don't need anything out of you. Drop your bow and walk with me.
Don't do it, Elara! Shoot him!
Shut up!
Tristan!
The next one won't be the back of his leg. I'll slit his throat right here. Drop your bow, Elara.
Don't! He needs me alive! Don't let him trick you, Elara! Shoot him!
Don't do it. Drop it. Am I bluffing? You got a couple more limbs, Tristan. I'll bleed you out right here. Tell her to drop it before I make you bleed out.
I'm sorry. I can't let him hurt you anymore.
Perfect. Now up the stairs with both of you. We're going to the court chambers.
King Corvus?
Call Knight Kedion and Lady Verena. Have them meet me in the court chambers.
Right away.
Move. Ah, my loyal knights. I figured you'd want to see this. Look at what I caught lurking around the castle.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the bastard that took my arm.
Oh, please, King Corvus, let me have a few hits on the whore.
She is not a whore!
I'm sorry. Did I ask you to talk? You speak when spoken to.
Tristan! Stop it! Stop hurting him!
Now that is going to be impossible. I'm going to get enjoyment out of this.
The king rolled up his sleeves, setting his crown down on his throne.
Lady Verena, hold the whore healer. I want her to see this.
What? No, I'm not. Let me go.
Knight Kedion, this bastard took your hand. I sent some guards out to retrieve your hand. Unfortunately, I don't have a healer anymore to take care of you. So I took the liberty of removing it from the gauntlet myself for this.
King Corvus slipped the gauntlet on that I had cut off from Knight Kedion earlier.
Tristan Grimwald, failed crusader, traitor to his king, traitor to the Knight Templars, and failure of a thief. I demand you to stand up!
I told you, I serve no gods or a king.
Up! Get up! This is more fun if you try to fight back.
To hell with you and your genocidal kingdom!
I took a leap at the king, but he caught me mid-air by the throat, slamming me down upon the floor, hitting me twice in the gut with the gauntlet.
Filth! You're filth! You deserve every bit of this!
Another heavy blow from the king hit the top of my temple, cracking my skull open.
Tristan! Oh my god!
Hold still, you stupid whore.
Please stop hurting him. Take me Take me instead. You're right. You've been right about everything. I was the one that talked to this.
No! Do not let her go! I am here. This fight is between me and the genocidal king.
You're getting blood all over the royal court's floor.
Blood. And lots of it. The king was nothing more than a blur now. My left eye had swollen shut from the blows.
Look at your filth of a traitor to the king! Get a good look now. And get a good look at me, your king, your savior. I know you can't see me well at the moment, Tristan. So I want you to listen carefully. I, King Corvus Diecrust I, hereby sentence you to death. Death for laying with a royal court judge that was my healer and turning her into a whore. Death for betraying me and your god, your savior.
The king flaunted with his arms in the air, praising himself. I was able to see just enough to see his sword dangling away from his view. It was a risk. I knew that, but I had to take it. For me, for Elara, my one last only hope. I took a leap.
You, how did you?
You are no king, no god, no savior. This is your end. If there is a hell, may you rot there.
The king is dead. Get the kingdom betrayer that killed him.
Stop.
A small silence overcame the chamber. The knights didn't move.
This is over. King Corvus's rule is done.
Not Cadion threw the crown to my feet.
Rule. Be a better king than King Corvus.
No, I meant what I said when I said I'd serve no one. How can you not see that we are all human? Nobody should be allowed to rule over us like this. No one should be allowed to tell the people what they can and cannot believe. I don't want the crown.
What? What should we tell the people?
Tristan! Can you walk?
Yeah. Hopefully. I'm going to walk out the front gates with my lady here, and we're going to be expunged from any wrongdoing this kingdom has bestowed upon us. We didn't kill the citizens of this kingdom. I tried to stop him once before, but failed. This was our last meeting, and I'm barely able to walk away. If you want to see real evil, go down to the basement, the very ground floor. There! You'll find what real evil looks like, and what King Corvus was really up to. Now, if you please excuse me. I'm tired.
Tristan!
This the place?
Yes. This is it.
I awoke to the jostling of the carriage, the light of a new day filtering through the curtains. My hand instinctively reached for where my sword usually lay, confusion clouding my thoughts. My sword! Where?
No, Tristan, it's okay. You don't need that anymore. Remember?
The knights! They...
No, we were set free. Just like you wanted. They even gave us enough gold to start anew. To build that cabin outside any kingdom's reach. Just like we dreamed.
As her words sank in, relief washed over me. The weight of the crown, the clash of cold steel, those were behind us now. The struggles that had defined our lives had given way to this very moment of peace. A cabin, huh? Just us? No crowns? No conspiracies?
Exactly. Just us. And whatever life we choose to make.
As we stepped into the soft grass of our new land, the horizon stretched wide before us. It was a canvas awaiting our touch, a place where past scars could heal and new stories could begin. The kingdom and its dark corridors seemed like another life. A tale ended, leaving us free to write our own paths under open skies.
Let's start with a morning walk. I hear the river nearby is beautiful this time of year.
If it's as beautiful as you are, my dear Lady Ashwood, then we are indeed in for a treat. In the end, the legacy of King Corvus would be a warning, a stark reminder of the cost of power unchecked. As for Elara and me, a new chapter awaited, written not with the ink of decrees, but with the actions of the heart. As I leaned on her, my strength waning, but my spirit resolute, I knew that whatever lay ahead, we'd face it together. For in the echoes of our defiance, we found not just our freedom, but our truth.